Well, hello viewers, welcome to the pre-group stage of the CAF Champions League preview. Well, this game is scheduled to be played between Red Arrows, the Zambian champions, and TP Mazembe, the former African champions, and also the 2010 FIFA World Cup club finalists. Well, my name is Taonga, Doras, Harawa, and I am your host. Well, I am joined by an expert football analyst, Kasangula. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Taonga. It's always a pleasure and leisure to be on set.
Thank you very much. Okay, Isaac, we're going straight into the business of today, which is the CAF Champions League preview. The game is between Red Arrows and TP Mazembe. Well, looking at going into the game, how favorable do you think Red Arrows are going to get a win in tomorrow's game?
I think for what is important for Red Arrows is to start from the onset, pressing to get those important goals. Mind you, the way it is in the CAF Champions League is about goals. So what will matter is the amount of goals they are going to score here at the Levy Mwanawasa Stadium, and then hopefully they finish up the tie in the DRC. But speaking up from where you started, from TP Mazembe, have got a very huge history on the African continent, and also on the global stage, being the only African champions to have participated in to be finalists in 2010 at the Group World Cup. But for Arrows, in the local league, they have been not sharp in terms of goals, so I expect them to come out guns blazing come tomorrow.
Alright, well, looking at TP Mazembe, as you have said, they've got a great history in the CAF Champions League. And looking at Red Arrows, they don't have that big of history. And you know, people are always saying football is about history. Do you think that's going to be an advantage for TP Mazembe and its advantage for Red Arrows?
Of course, it does play a part a bit, but if you look at Red Arrows, their trajectory progression is there for the people to judge. For Arrows, they have been progressing at a faster pace, and you look at in terms of the Zambian setup, they have swept almost every silverware. They now need to make a mark on the African showpiece. Since 2019. We are yet to see a Zambian team to be in the group stage of the CAF Champions League, posted by Zesco United. So it has to start with Red Arrows, and Arrows in their pecking orders, they have got experienced international players in their captain, Saddam Yusuf Piri, Pokatema. Those are the marquee players they need to rely on. But they need to step up and not to underrate TP Mazembe, regardless of anything.
Well, there you have it. Well, Red Arrows have been wearing gold in Zambia, and this time around, are they going to defeat TP Mazembe? Well, Isaac, thank you. But right now, let's listen to the coach's comments. We'll be right back.
I think there was a question that said we were almost getting to the group stage at some point, but we didn't make it. So we're trying to challenge ourselves to go against our history of not qualifying to the group stage. So if we manage to go to the group stage, then we'll be happy with ourselves, because this is the challenge that we put ahead of ourselves.
This is Titus Chakunta from Zambe's own school. Which as part of preparations.
Football is about preparation and planning. So those games form part of our preparations, very, very good games as well. So we hope the experience that the boys got from those outings, even ourselves as the technical bench, can come in handy in tomorrow's game and the return fixture as well.
Yes, it has to work out because, as you mentioned, we've got players that have experienced international games, whether being it the Champions League games or the national team games. So I think that might help us also. Adding on to the new players that have just come in, also I think we've got a good side and a big squad for us to perform well in tomorrow's game. So I think the boys will come out tomorrow.
I asked him about Pedal because it's not the first time for him to come here, and he was telling me for the first time when he was the coach of TP Mazembe, he was here most of the time done in membership. He was preparing games here, and he knows everything here, the stadium and that pitch. The stadium he was training there. So for him, he's very happy to be back here. Coach, est-ce que vous connaissez certains joueurs congolais qui jouent pour cette équipe, et notamment Miché qui a joué avec l'équipe de Dauphin à Goma?
Vous savez, avec la nouvelle technologie, forcément.
With new technology, you can know everything.
Well, Isaac, looking at what the coach said, you know, the coach highlighted to say this is not the first time that he's coming to Zambia. He's been in Zambia and, well, he didn't lose, he drew. So how does that put us in that position where we have him say he's come to Zambia before?
I think if you look at the modern world, it's a global village. You know, Lamine Ndiaye is a seasoned coach in the African continent. The Senegalese has coached Harawa, you know, so he knows how the pros and cons happens in the competition of CAF Champions League football. Him being familiar with the territory here in Zambia, especially, you know, the Copa closer to the Bombashi, I think, you know, he has done his homework to ensure that they also try to make it very difficult for our Dynamos to pull through.
Well, Isaac, Red Arrow's coach highlighted to say, you know, they are going to try their best. He was confident, but yet he was cautious. Where do you place his comments? Do you think it's more of a positive side or a negative side?
I think it is on the positive side. If you look at Kaliro Kaponje, you know, the assistant coach for Red Arrows, and the head coach Chisimbe, I think they have done pretty well ever since they were appointed in, you know, at Arrows to do the airmen. I think if you look at, you know, he said that he wants his players and himself, the entire technical group, they are challenging themselves. They want to go a step further. You know, they have been knocking on the door of the CAF Champions League, yet to reach the group stage. They lost out to, you know, Pedro de Agosto of Angola, and later on to Simba FC as well. So I think it has been a very good learning curve for them. They just need to go an extra mile, and playing at home here at the Levy Mwanawasa Stadium, go away from Osaka. I think they all have all the ammunition in place and the confidence. The fans, you know, the Copa Belt, they are loving soccer fans. They all troop in numbers, definitely.
Well, there you have it. Well, looking at our home advantage as Red Arrows, where does that place Red Arrows?
I think for Arrows, you know, the 12th player, which is the crowd, will be very cardinal to them. But what is very key for them as Arrows, they need to do the business on the field of play. Immediately they step out on that white line from the tunnel, they have to make sure that it's business as usual. You know, do the right thing at the right time. You know, press from the start. You know, they are doing this season has been scoring. They haven't scored enough goals. If you look in the Champions League, they scored 2 at the National Heroes Stadium, and they also conceded away in Malawi. And in the league, they have scored 2 goals, but yet to concede. And that's the positive part about Arrows, because they have got the best defense. And last season in the Zambian league, they had the best defense. The goalkeeper is an international, you know, footballer for the Zambia national team. You look at their midfield. Alassane Diarra should be the trump card going to tomorrow's game.
Well, Isaac, thank you for joining me. We'll be looking forward to the game that will be taking place. There you have it, viewers. This was the pre-group stage of the CAF Champions preview. Well, Red Arrows will be taking on TP Mazembe all the way from Congo, right here at the Levy Mwanawasa Stadium at 15 hours. Be sure to be there and support Red Arrows till they win. My name is Taonga, Doras, Harawa. Thank you for watching.